Here we go!
This place is magical.
It's like a dream.
Engineers turn dreams into reality.
For the past few years now, Fathom Events has been doing a special lineup called Studio Ghibli Fest, in which they'll show a movie from Studio Ghibli on the big screen for a few nights once a month. And back in theaters as part of this year's lineup, it's Kiki's Delivery Service, which is directed by the great Hayao Miyazaki, and is probably a movie your super religious grandma wouldn't let you watch because the movie involves
Witchcraft.
and I did get a chance to see some theaters last year. Yeah, I couldn't make it to it this year because the one showtime I could go to, I was busy, so couldn't make it. But I'm like, I own the movie on Blu-ray, I could just watch it at home. Plus, that means I don't gotta pay Fathom event prices. But since I did get to see the movie in theaters last year, I do gotta show you guys something funny. So, you know how on movie tickets, they always gotta cut the title off because they can't fit the full title on the ticket? So, with this being an anime movie, they gotta be showing the dubbed and the subbed version, so they couldn't fit Kiki's Delivery Service onto the full ticket. Look what it came out to though. Kiki's D! Jesus Christ. I gotta love that, and this is probably my favorite ticket stub I've kept just because of that. I do remember when I first watched this movie though. I had just watched Spirited Away for the first time, and I was so blown away with how good that movie was that I knew I had to watch every other movie from this company. So right after that, I'm pretty sure I rented both Kiki's Delivery Service and Ponyo from my local library. Oh yeah, speaking of Ponyo, I'll explain at the end of this video why I didn't review that. But when it comes to Kiki, in a way, it's a little bit like My Neighbor Totoro, where there's really no story, but there's some supernatural stuff in it. But one big difference between the two movies is that I can see some people not getting into My Neighbor Totoro, but with Kiki's Delivery Service, I honestly think this is one of those movies that is just impossible to hate on, because it's just so sweet and innocent. Have I mentioned before this is one of my favorite animated movies? It's one of my favorite animated movies. I don't know what it is about this little film, but it puts a smile on my face every time I rewatch it. It's just so sweet, wholesome, and cute. It's a really cute movie. And every once in a while, I do love watching a simple slice of life movie with no big dilemmas except for maybe the ending. Right off the bat, Kiki is such a likable character. From beginning to end, you just love watching her fly around, meet new people, and make her little deliveries. And Kirsten Dunst really was perfect casting in this role, and all the other voice actors do a great job as well. But with Kirsten Dunst playing Kiki, this is just where my mind goes sometimes. What if her and Tombo had different dialogue?
I cried like a baby when you played Cinderella.
Peter, that was first grade.
Well, even so, sometimes you know people. I hunch.
Don't.
No surprise here, but the animation is great. With this movie being animated using only hand-drawn animation, it is amazing how they actually make it look like Kiki is flying. They somehow got the perfect angles and movements to make it look like she's really up in the air. That's probably not an easy thing to animate. Out of all the Ghibli movies, this one is worth seeing in theaters at least once, just for those scenes alone. This movie does also have so many freaking adorable moments. How do you not get a giant smile on your face when she runs up and gives that baker guy a big hug after he made a sign for her? I love when she helps that old lady bake that fish pie thing, whatever that was, for her granddaughter, but then you feel really bad when the granddaughter doesn't want it, and you especially feel bad because Kiki flew all the way there in pouring rain. And I swear to God this happens every time I watch this movie. But when she gets back and she's all soaked and she's about to cry, every time I watch this, I just go, aww.
We were all so worried about you. And that poor boy waited such a long time.
It doesn't matter anyway. I can't go in these wet clothes.
Aww. See? I then love it later when she goes back and visits the old lady and she gives Kiki a cake and then they talk about when each other's birthdays are, and I'm sorry, how can you hate on any of this? It's just so likable. The movie also does have some great messages for both kids and adults, and there are some fun side characters throughout. Okay, so kind of like My Neighbor Totoro, there wasn't much to talk about with this movie, but there is one thing I noticed, and I'm really curious to see if anyone else noticed this. So, look at this shot. Looks normal enough, right? So, look in the background. You got these bottles of soda, right? The grape one is turned a little bit to where we can't see the letter G. So it looks like the bottles all say rape. I know for a fact that that was not intentional whatsoever, but it's really distracting when in the background we see bottles of what looks like rape soda. What the heck? But Kiki's Delivery Service is such a delightful and innocent movie that I cannot hate on it one bit. I still love it, it puts me in a good mood every time I watch it, and if you've never seen this movie, you should definitely give it a shot. I think both kids and adults will all get something out of it. And come on, how can you say no to that little face? And this little face. This is my dog. Her name is Gigi, and I did not name her after the cat from this movie. We had her before I ever saw this movie. And I'm gonna give Kiki's Delivery Service an A+. By the way, I was right. In my Suzume review, I said, I'm pretty sure the song that this one guy is singing is the song that they played at the beginning of Kiki's Delivery Service. It was! I was right! Oh, and here's the reason for why I didn't review Ponyo. So, the theater I go and watch these at was supposed to be showing Ponyo for 3 nights in a row, but I think the movie came out when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was just coming out, so they had to cancel almost all the showings, besides one, at 4 o'clock on that Sunday. I could not make it to that showtime, but I was like, okay, I saw that last year for Studio Ghibli Fest, I could just watch it at home. Completely forgot about it, got sidetracked by a bunch of other things, but since I want to do the entire lineup for this year, I will review Ponyo at some point. Hopefully, if I don't forget again. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell, and I'll be back with more reviews very soon. See you then.